guys, we are going to show you today how to process credit card donations, cash donations, and check donations for your event with the American Cancer Society. So getting started here with a credit card donation, you should have some sort of commitment form with the credit card information on it, or you will have the actual credit card donation form filled out by the person whose credit card we will be using. If you do have one of these commitment forms, you do need to put the information on the credit card donation form. So the first name, last name, street address if you have it, city, state, and zip, phone number, email address if applicable. Obviously the credit card number, the expiration date, and the amount that shared services will be charging. And then you're also going to want to pick if it's an individual, a business, or a foundation. If you know that. If you don't know that, just choose individual. And then as far as the cardholder signature, you're just going to mark it as on file, meaning that the person with the credit card gave us the rights to charge their credit card. So once you have all of the information from the commitment form or from the person onto the credit card donation form, you're going to fill out the deposit header form. You'll see right here you need to put your event description. So this one happens to be for Big Dig. So you're going to write whatever your event description is under that line. You're going to put the date that you're filling the batch header out. Today is August 9th. You're going to put your fund. If you're relay or climb, your fund is always going to be 1. If you're a specialty event, you'll want to refer to your binder that will tell you what your fund number is. This one specifically goes to pediatric cancer, so we're going to mark it as such. And you want to make sure that you press hard so that it goes through all 3 copies and that you can see it on every level. Your account number, if it's for an event, is always going to be 40200. And then you're going to fill in the coding that is specific to your event. So for Big Dig, we're going to fill in what that coding is. If you're with Relay, you're going to fill in that coding, Climb, Strides, whatever it may be. Then you have your subsource. If you refer back to your income binder, it'll tell you the different subsources. A lot of times it's going to be for participants, whether it's sponsorship, or if it's something special, you can refer back to those different codes. We happen to know that this is sponsorship because we have the sponsorship commitment form. So we're going to put that sponsorship subsource in there. You're going to tell us how many gifts or how many credit cards are coming with this. It's only going to be 1 for this $5,000 sponsorship. The amount, again, $5,000. Down here, you're going to tell us whether it's a check batch or whether it's a credit card. So you want to mark this as credit card because we'll be including this donation form with it. And then you're going to put your name and telephone number. It is very important that you print this so that if our shared services has any questions regarding the donation, they know who they can reach out to. Again, you want to make sure you press nice and hard so that this goes through all 3 copies. Once you've done this, you do need to get either a staff person or another volunteer to double check your information. So they're going to make sure that you have all of the right information in these boxes up here, and then they're going to sign their name. Once that is done, you're going to take, we're going to pretend like this has credit card information on it. It doesn't because we don't want to throw somebody's credit card info out there. You're going to take the deposit form and the one having the credit card information on it. You're going to stick it in a cheesy envelope, very technical term. And then this is what's going to go in your UPS pack to shared services. Then you take your yellow piece, which is the part that comes back to the American Cancer Society. So you either need to mail it into your local office or fax it to them, figure out with your staff partner how they would like to receive this. Along with the blue copy, you would think yellow and yellow go together. They don't. So the yellow and blue go back to your local office, and the pink and the yellow, along with any supporting documents, get stapled together, and this is what you use to update donations on your website. So then you would go into the back end of your website, or your staff partner, depending on how it's set up, would go into the back end of the website and put that for Big Dig. We got this $5,000 donation from this company. And that is how you do a credit card donation. All right, next we are going to show you how to process a check donation. So you're going to go ahead and grab that same blue deposit header form, peel that front page off, and because the check has all of our information on it, there's nothing else that we need to fill out. So you're going to start with your event description. This one happens to be for Flagstaff Climb to Conquer Cancer. So we're going to mark it as such with our event name, Flagstaff Climb. The date that you're processing the donation, which is today, August 9th, 080918. Your fund number, again, you're going to want to refer to your accounting binder to let you know for that particular event what the fund is. For this one, I know it is 1. Since it is an event, your account is always going to be 40200. And then you're going to fill out your coding that's specific to Flagstaff Climb. Again, if you don't know that off the top of your head, you can refer to the accounting binder that your staff partner gave you. So GWCCNO. And you will see that I made a boo-boo there, so we're going to want to go and white that out on all 3 copies. I did that on purpose, just so that you guys could see what not to do. So you're going to want to white that out because Shared Services needs to see it exactly as it should be. And then we happen to know that this is money that came in from a participant for that event. So you're going to use that participant coding, which is the 16,000. If it were sponsorship or something different, you would refer to your accounting binder to figure out what that coding is. The number of gifts or the number of checks you're including, this one happens to be 1 check, and the amount is $480. So you're going to mark that on there. Again, making sure that you press nice and hard so that it goes through all 3 copies. Then you're going to tell us if this is going to be a check or a credit card. We see right here that it is clearly a check. And then you need to put your name and telephone number and make sure that you print so that it's easily readable. What I also like to do is on the back of this pink copy, I like to put who the check is from, the check number, and the amount. So, you know, because we don't make copies of checks, should we ever need to know who this particular donation came from, we have that information. Our check number. Also, when you're uploading this information to EMT or to the back end of the website, that way you'll have the check number. The more information, the better. And again, this check is for $480. So we're looking at this, everything appears to be correct. You're going to get your other staff partner or your other volunteer to double check that information and sign. Let's just pretend like it is signed and we'll go on to our next step. You're going to take only the top copy that you'll see has our routing information and the check. You're going to put it in a cheesy envelope. And this is what you will mail off to Shared Services using your UPS labels that's given to you by your staff partner. Then you take your yellow copy. This should be going back to your local office or to your staff partner, however you all decide that you want that to happen. So you're gonna put that off to the side. And then the pink copy is for your record so that you can go on the back end of your website and you can upload this donation and make sure that everything is everything. And that is how you do a check donation. What we're going to show you how to do is how to batch a cash donation. So you're going to grab the green cash deposit header form. Like all the other ones, you take that top copy off. Now this one is a 4-ply, so you're going to have to press extra hard on this because you do need it to go through all 4 layers. This one happens to be for Strides, Making Strides Against Breast Cancer for Phoenix, so we're gonna mark it as such. So MSABC. Right now I like to go and check and make sure that I wrote strong enough that it goes through. The date that you're processing the income, which is today's date, the 9th. Your fund code. We all know that Strides is restricted to breast cancer, so we're gonna put that fund code in there. And the weird thing about Strides is it doesn't quite fit, so you just throw that A in there at the end, and that's totally okay. Again, this is event income, so your account is always going to be 40200. And then you're going to enter the coding that is specific to Strides. If you don't happen to know that, or for your event, if you don't happen to know that, again, refer to your accounting binder that's been given to you by your staff partner. And then you're going to also put in the subsource. Is it participant income, sponsorship? Obviously $40 is participant income. So you're going to mark that as such. I also like to just do a periodic check and just make sure that it's going all the way through so it's legible. Your number of forms, you can, sometimes people like to put, oh, there's 2 bills or whatever, but for number of forms, we always put 0 because it's no actual form, it's just currency. And then the amount that you're putting in there, obviously $20 or $40. And because this says cash batch header, you don't have to check whether it's a check or a credit card. You want to print your name and telephone number so shared services can read it. And then at this point, you would want another volunteer or your staff partner to be your second signature and to verify that all of this information is correct. Once you have that second signature and you're good to go, you're going to fill out one of these banking bags. We do take this money to Wells Fargo, so you're going to fill this out with today's date, so obviously 8/9/18. How much money it contains, $40. And the person dropping it off, that can be your signature. And down here, you're going to basically fill out the same information, the date, who it's to, you can just do WF for Wells Fargo. Who it's from, you would just do ACS. How much it contains, again, $40. And of that $40, how much of it is cash? 40. We only deposit cash at the bank. Checks always have to be sent to shared services, so you would just mark through those 2 lines, and again, put your signature. So down here it says insert your deposit ticket. You're going to go back to your batch header, and it's always going to be your top copy because that is what has our banking information on it. So you're going to take that top copy. It's a little bit large for here, so you do need to fold it down so that it will seal properly. And to make sure that this is legible, you're going to take the deposit slip, enter it in there, place it in there, peel this off and make sure that's nice and sealed. Then you're going to take the physical money and enter it in this way. You're gonna rip this off. This is gonna be your deposit receipt. Seal this up. And then this is ready to be dropped off at your local Wells Fargo. So then you'll notice you still have your 3 other tickets. We do need to send this white copy just like you did with your checks and your credit cards. The white copy goes in the cheesy envelope for shared services. Your yellow copy and your banking bag information goes back to your local office. So whether you mail it or scan a copy of it to your staff partner so that they can reconcile, this always goes back to your local office. And then your pink copy is for your records so that you can update the back end of your website with this $40 donation. Once you have all of your batching done for the day or for that event, you have all of your cheesies with your credit card information, your checks, and your batch headers for your cash. You're going to put it in a UPS envelope and make sure you seal it. We'll go ahead and do that. And then you will use the label that your staff partner has given you. You're gonna fold it in half. Put it in its plastic protective sleeve here. Seal it and affix that to the back where it says apply shipping documents to this side. So you're gonna rip this off and you're gonna place it in there, and then you're going to drop that off at your local UPS store, or if your job or the event has a UPS pickup, you'll just leave it in a safe location for UPS to come pick it up. And that is how you batch income. Final step is you take the second copy of the label that you were given. You take your yellow copies that are to go back to your office or your staff partner, You put them all together and you mail it or email it or scan it back to your local office so that they can have record of the tracking number that was used and the exact batches and monies that went with that tracking number. That way they also have the yellows so that they can reconcile to make sure that all of the money hit the correct accounts at the end of the month.